Okie doke, I'm live. I know it'll take probably a few minutes. Let me fix this. I'm upside down now. Okay. Now that you're dizzy. Okay, guys. I look rough. It's morning. Let me turn this other iPad off. Good morning, Rebecca. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun in Ginger's live. Did you not? I look really rough. Sorry. It is morning and, and I'm like cold, so I'm sitting in bed. I did not want to get out from underneath this electric blanket. I think I need to adjust this a little bit better. Trying to. Hey, Tamara, what a small freaking world. Wow. Oh my gosh. So I was born in 1968. I was born in Wichita at the McConnell Air Force Base. Isn't this crazy? Wow, we could have like been around each other and not even known, because I did go to the Kansas Coliseum for concerts. Rick Springfield, Ozzy. I was trying to think, there's some more. And I can't think. I know. Oh, and I used to go to Derby. Okay, right there past Mulvane. Well, I guess it was Mulvane. You would go down to the river, and a bunch of us would just party there, go four-wheeling. Yeah, McConnell Air Force Base. I'm serious. I was born there June 23rd of 1968. Hey, Arnold. Oh my gosh, what a small world. So yeah, my mom we lived in Derby until, gosh, 6th grade, I believe. 6th grade it was, and then we moved to Wichita. I'm trying to think what year that was. My mom managed Claire's Boutique for like many years, clear up into high school. Matter of fact, she caught a lot of my friends shoplifting. Yeah, and a few of them said, "I'm gonna kick your daughter's butt." My mom goes, "Right." But gosh, this is crazy. So I still have family in Wichita. I have family in Riley, Kansas. I have family up by Kansas City. Okay, I remember Metro West was the newer school, wasn't it? Or old? I'm trying to think. My cousins went to West High, I believe. I think they had just built a new one in the 80s. Is that right? 15 minus 15. So, ooh. Arnold, you keep that stuff up there. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is crazy. I was adopted. And so my biological family is up by Salina, and then my adopted family is around the Wichita and Kansas City area, kind of all over Kansas. I'm still trying to wake up. We slept in because I just couldn't sleep last night. The night before, no problem. I'm trying to think where else we would go. It is cold. This is just crazy. So I have an aunt and uncle in Wichita. My other aunt just moved to Kansas City to live with my cousins. I'm trying to think how many of my relatives are there. I'm still half asleep. But yeah, I used to skip school. I was so bad. No, this is the truth. This is the God's honest truth. I did not like school from probably 3rd grade. I would just sit there and look out the window and daydream. And they actually tested me for special needs because they were like, she's not paying attention. She's not no, I tested really high. I'm really smart. I just didn't want to be there, even as a young kid. And my mom would get so frustrated. I don't even know how I ever got through school because I really can't hardly do math because I daydreamed all the time and I hated math, so I refused to do it. What what was that comment? I caught the back end of that. I don't know what that one was. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then by the time I got into high school, as soon as we could drive, and I was a tomboy, so I hung out with more guys than I did girls, and I never really dated. I just liked being around guys because they did the guy things, four wheeling, the loud music. They had the stereos, you know. We would skip school to go fishing. The four wheeling was my favorite. The time that I got caught was when I went. I was in 10th grade. We went with me and another friend. Went with two senior guys, and we went four wheeling and we flipped the Jeep and we were upside down. Hey, Joey! And I kid you not, my mom got that phone call because they had to come get us, and she looked at me and she goes, "Okay, you got caught this time." And she knew that I could not be in school. I'm not kidding. And I just told her I don't want to be there. Either you let me be who I am, or I'm going to go live with my dad because my parents were divorced. And she didn't like that very well. And I did end up going to live with my dad. And he just called me his wild little animal because I would run everywhere and I did not want to be home. I would run. Now, Tamara would know where this is. I used to run for miles. I hated my stepdad. So I would run after school from the time they would get home till dark, till they forced me to actually come in. And I would run from Town East Mall clear to the McConnell Air Force Base and back. And I used to run and run and run until my car accidents. And I can't run anymore, but yeah, oh my gosh. And we would go toward Augusta and go out in the country and just tear up the dirt. I know. Same thing. My mom would not let them hold me back. She said she's not got any learning disabilities. And I told her I would not finish school. Hey, Wiesel, how are you doing? Welcome in. Oh my gosh. I have definitely found my sister. This is so cool. I was so bad in school. I really, really had a hard time. And when I got out of that last marriage I was in before Tom, I walked into OSU, and I don't know how I did it. I passed to get into college with no remedial classes. I even passed the math, and I don't know how. I never studied, never liked it. I guess it was a God thing. He fixed my brain enough where I could get in there. And then I passed, and I got into the nursing program. And then I was in that really bad car accident. I had 5 classes left to graduate. That's so crazy. I wasn't really popular in high school. I was just one of those that kind of hung out with everybody because you had your jocks, your preps, your stoners, and you had just the geeks. Yeah. And I just kind of hung out with everybody. I just didn't care. I was just raised that way. But yeah, I was so wild. I mean, not bad. It wasn't bad. I just didn't want to be in school, and I wanted to be outside. I just could not be closed in. And so I did. I skipped school probably every chance I got. I love this. Ginger, your live stream was freaking amazing. I had no idea that Tamara and I grew up in Wichita together. We probably were at the same concerts, same events, choir too. You were the untamed child too. I think I've definitely found my people. I mean, I know my dad said one time if I would have wanted a wild animal, I would have adopted one. You're right. You know what, Wise Al? I did. I moved out at 17 because I could not handle my stepdad. And my dad had already moved far away. I know. My grandparents, well, one of my grandparents on my dad's side actually got me. She really understood me, knew that I was just wild, just an outdoor wild girl. Even as a little tiny girl, I would sneak out or just, excuse me, I would just go out the front door and I'd be gone. And I mean, I would go down to the creek and they would go, "You can't be doing that." And I did. I loved it. The only one time is one of the boys down the street knew I did that. And it was actually really late at night and it was kind of dark, a little bit like lightning, a little bit. And my mom asked me to run across the street. "Hey, Kathleen, welcome in. Hey, everybody, share each other out, get to know each other. We are making some really good friends here." I had no idea. Really, I didn't know I grew up with some of you guys. Um, anyway, she sent me across the street to go get something from the neighbor. Her name was Donna. And one of the boys jumped out and said, "Rah!" And oh my gosh. Do you remember Boston Park in Wichita? That was a really popular place for kids. That Boston Park. I think there was like an Albertsons or an IGA or a Safeway, something next to it. And I can't remember what road it was on. Right? Yes, Wiesel. Hey, if you guys, Wiesel is really amazing. Um, Definitely add her. She's very knowledgeable. Hey, Brian, how are you doing? You staying warm up there? Can you believe this crazy weather? Oh, well, my parents had no trouble. They did not have to tell me to get out. I went out the door. I didn't even hardly eat food either. I don't know how I stayed alive because I would be so crazy. Yes. So I grew up in Derby. We moved to Wichita. I was in the 6th grade. You're freezing. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Um, Town East Mall. I mean that when it was built, we started. You're in Florida. Oh man, we are jealous. We are jealous. I do have family in Florida. I got two, one in Pensacola and one in uh. My mind just went blank. I know. Do you do that? Because you're thinking of other things. And I'm a squirrel brain. I'm all over the place. Tom has to say, "Slow down. Wait a minute. What are you talking about?" Ugh. I think we're up to 10. I don't have my phone handy, but I think we may be up to 8 or something like that because the sun's out. Um, I'm trying to think when Town East was built. Skate. Okay, so I every weekend we would go to Skate East back in I think ninth, 10th, and then of course I moved in the 11th grade. To Oklahoma in 1985. Dang, what a small world. Um, but choir, we would go like to Enid, Oklahoma for choir. I didn't join the choir. I was playing with some friends in the hallway at Southeast. Oh, wow. Right? I am a squirrel brain. Hey, Tony. Good morning. Um, so, I forgot what I was saying. The did you ever go to the zoo in Wichita too? There is Wise Owl. There is a meetup at Ten Killer Lake. Um, it's in April, the end of April. I wish Jesse was in here. He's like the mod father. That is so crazy. We could have passed by each other. We would go on field trips to Cowtown, um, the Sedgwick County Zoo, the we go to the state capitol, um, also the that place. You remember Cowtown? And that other place where they had the stars and I forgot what it was called. And they had the freeze dried ice cream and candy. Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. And then in track and cross country and stuff, we'd have meetups. But I would run everywhere. Like I ran all the time. I had so much energy. I guess that today they would have had me. They would have took me away from my parents. Oh, remember Douglas? Did you cruise Douglas back in the day? We used to cruise Douglas in the concerts. Like my dad let me go to a concert. Aw, I did back in the day. I don't now. I might break if I did now because Tom makes fun of me when I try to run. I look ridiculous. Because of my injuries and stuff. If you look at me really close, see, one side of my face droops because of the head trauma and the neck and all that. And that's why I can't open this hand all the way. That's as far as I can open. And I can open this one all the way. But this one, I can't. Yeah, I walk pretty fast out here, but running. If something was after me, it would definitely get me. Unless I had a gun. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. So where else did you go? Because I mean, we probably would have ran into each other. I'll have to show you some pictures of me when I was in high school. And I still, okay, so I'm still friends with a lot of people I went to high school with. I haven't been on Facebook in a while, but I'm friends with a lot of people that I went to high school with and grew up with in Derby. Like I am still friends with all these people all these years. And they're all like, "You're still as nice as you've ever been." But I have a friend in Wichita. She comes here every spring and buys tomato plants and eggplants and peppers from me. And last year, her and her husband came, and I gave everything away last year. It was just a bad year last year. We were trying to get into this house, and everything was so chaotic. I didn't even get to do a garden, so this year is going to be huge. Definitely. Oh, my allergies are bugging me because of this weather. I'm trying to think. There was Skate East, Town East. Then I had family on the south side and north side. My cousins, I believe, was it north? I don't even remember the other high schools. And then one of my friends, excuse me, she moved and went to east. She's the one that comes here. Gosh, this is crazy. Panama City, that's where it is. The other relative. I knew it would take me a minute to remember. Like when we go, we've been there to visit. Yeah, share each other out. This is a community. I love the friendships. That's the only reason I'm on YouTube. Okay, so y'all, my watch hours have been stuck. Like they're not moving. They're exactly the same number for months on end. Like they're not giving me any credit. And I know people are trying to help me with the watch hours. I've had a couple of my friends that I mod for, like from starting back on YouTube, because my original channel was in 2010. And oh wow. Um I think I was trying to think of that place we would go for when we skipped school for lunch because it wasn't that far. Anyway, back to sharing each other out and stuff. I mean, because of this community is the only reason I'm still on YouTube, because YouTube just does not like me for some reason. There are a few channels where your watch hours don't move. They're stuck. And they don't go up and down, they're just stuck. Okay, the YouTube meetup. Okay, Wise Al, the YouTube meetup is April 25th. Oh, it went away. Hang on. But you could read the chat. It it cuts off. The 25th to the 28th, I believe. Or 27th. Anyway, share that because there is a big group of people going. And I need to let some other friends in our other genre know so that they can maybe go to this, because really we're all the same. We all kind of think the same way, and I mean believe the same way, and so why not? It's a community. Oh, thank you. Yeah, YouTube hates me. They really do. It's really crazy. I started YouTube in 2010 before the wildfire, and you could see the farm. It was beautiful. Had the food forest, had everything. It was absolutely amazing. It is like a family reunion. And then the wildfire came and burned a huge chunk of the farm. And I'm serious, the ecosystem is still messed up from that. And I still have issues. It's just so frustrating. So I stopped when the wildfire happened. I stopped, doing the videos on YouTube. And I don't know where all those videos are. They're gone, a lot of them. Some of them are still around. Hey, Frog, welcome in. So everybody share each other out because we have such a loving community. And so if my mods will drop links and stuff and share, so we should support each other. But I thought to myself, if my watch hours, I don't know if I had somebody contact me and they said that if enough people watched me, my watch hours would move. I don't know. But I've also been told you watch maybe a couple videos and then you go to somebody else, watch some of theirs, then somebody else, and then come back and watch a few more. But if you watch consecutively, YouTube supposedly rolls your hours backwards. Do y'all know anything about that? I mean, they jack with us anyway, but yeah, I was close to getting my watch hours back when I started up again, because they had just changed it when I started back up. I mean, just that same week. And they required the 4,000. And then I had a bunch of people helping me. And we got to, I think I was like 25 hours away from getting the 4,000. And then they dropped me back. And I've never been able to even get anywhere. So, I don't know, guys. What do you think? I can't see the chat. I need to go live on the... Right? I don't know why we're so busy out here. For the last 4 years trying to get this house done, I got really behind, so maybe that's a lot of it too. Cause and then 2020 hit. That was kind of a nightmare. Cause I was out gardening. Oh, in Mid America, Lake Eufaula, May 13th and 18th. My sister has a lake house on Eufaula, so maybe I can go there. Is Scott in here? Hey, everybody pray for Scott. He's dealing with pneumonia. Bless his heart. He is super nice, y'all. Thank you. Tamara, I'm losing a lot of my trees. I'm going to have to really prune mine back. Hey, the Swafford Homestead. Hello, welcome in. I don't believe I'm familiar with you. Okay, we will share links and we'll definitely add the Swafford Homestead in. I will add you. Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to you, Scott. You and Glenda. Glenda is just amazing. And I really, really just love these friendships. I'm telling you, the friendships is the best part. And I just found out Tamara and I grew up in the same town. When she mentioned going to the Kansas Coliseum, I was like, wait a minute, what? Then, yeah, Glenda's a sweetheart. Oh my gosh. So my son was at McConnell Air Force Base while he was in the Air Force, Tamara. And he got out because you know what? He was like, no. Um, Gosh, my grandparents lived in Derby. My uncles, aunts had some in Mulvane, uh, Augusta, Wichita. Where else? Yeah, I'm all about the military. I didn't get to join. Yeah, I tried. I tried to join in 1980. What was it? Get out of here! Oh my God, y'all see the crows? Sorry. Um, I tried to join the Air Force to fly jets, and my eyesight and asthma were like really bad, and they wouldn't take me. Plus, there's no way I could make it through the school because I daydreamed all through grade school, junior high, and high school. And every year they'd say, "We need to hold her back. She doesn't even have enough to go forward." And my mom would be like, "No, you do that to her, it'll kill her." And she was right, it would have. Because I had friends, when you were that age, friends were everything. Wow. So when I was 17, I moved out. And yes, I had enough. And I was actually homeless for about maybe a week. I lived in my car. And then my friends' parents were like, "She's in her car. Oh my God, get her here." And then I got married to um, the guy I was dating, and I was 17. He joined the Air Force, and we moved to Missouri. Isn't that crazy? We were stationed at Warrensburg. Oh, I know. Well, I would have made it on that part because I was in really good shape, but the smarts of it, or taking orders, I'd have probably got thrown out because I would have had a hard time with that. I'll be honest. I was a rebel. Gosh, Scott, I'm so sorry you don't feel good. Right? Yeah, I would have never made it. Mm-mm. First time I had somebody scream in my face, I would have hit them. And then I would have been court-martialed and kicked out after I probably got my butt kicked. Right? And then the math. The math is just not my forte. I argued with the lady when I got into college because I said there's no way I passed that math. Oh, girl. I was I was terrible. I was a wild animal. I mean, I just didn't want to be inside. I just wanted to run wild. Four-wheeling, climbing trees, everything. Oh, and I was ornery too. You know, when you grow up in a military town, people come and go. And so one of my friends moved out of the house next door. I know, right, Tamara? We did. We grew up good. And she moved away, and I was so sad. And then this military family moved in, and the little girl was a little snot from hell. And she was a prissy little thing. And I remember playing with her brothers. The brothers were cool, but she was a brat. And she was so rude. And so I climbed up in the tree because the lightning hit the top of the tree. So one of the top of the tree fell and it wedged. So there was like a bench up there. I'm telling all my dirty secrets. This is so funny. I climbed up there with water balloons and I would throw them down at her, and she didn't know where I was. And she would cry and tell her dad, and her dad would come out and was looking around. He never even could see me up there. That's how ornery I was. I was terrible to a point. I mean, she kind of deserved it, though, I will have to say. Because I'm really nice. I really am. But if somebody's mean to me, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, really? Mud balls, water balloons. Yeah, you're toast. One time I went riding the bike, and we were all going down into, there was this park called Riley Park, and in the very back of the park was a gate, and it went down into this creek. Well, there was this long drop down there, and it was full of rocks and stuff. Well, I missed the curve to turn, and I went forward, and I fell, and I rolled several times. I guess I knocked myself out. And so one of the neighbor kids picked me up and carried me all the way home to my mom. I was real little anyway, so it wasn't like it was that much for him. I was all bloody and beat up and unconscious, and I was just hanging. My mom thought I was dead. And she opened the door and she goes, "Is she alive?" And he goes, "Yeah, she's alive." And so he handed me to my mom, and she was like, "Oh my God." I was so beat up. That was my life. I loved it. And as soon as I healed up, a couple days later, I was out back at it again. But yeah, I hated school with a passion. I mean, I only found one teacher that was actually interesting, that she actually got me to pay attention. She made it fun, was the science. I like the science. And she was talking about the growing the food and stuff. That actually interested me. And the stars and the all that. I like that part. But you sit there with the times tables or the math or the fractions, and I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. My mom would get so many phone calls. "She's not paying attention in school." And my mom would be like, "Well, we've had her tested. We've done everything we can. It's just, she's just not driven for this." But I didn't realize there was a Skate South. Or was it Skate South or Skate North? So, Tony, how did your animals hold up over there? I mean, it got so freaking cold. I think we dropped below zero this morning, didn't we? Like real early. I'm trying to watch the chat too. We either did that, or then when I got into high school, when we could drive, Skateland South. Okay, Northeast and Carousel. I remember Carousel. Hi. Oh, my kitty cat's here. You gonna come say hi? Come on. Here she is. There's my kitty cat. Say hi, Kelly. Y'all got to see my Callie girl. I've had her for many years. Actually, my son saw a boy throwing her up in the air, and I took the cat away from him, and now she's mine. Been mine for 17 years. Can't stand people hurting animals. She is a really pretty cat, and it took her a long time to warm up to me. She's got real pretty coloring and everything. Here. Say hi, Callie. Say hi, Callie. She's really shy. She don't like her picture taken, or she doesn't like to be on video. Even though I got her on video. Right? I know I went to Carousel with some friends, but I definitely went to Skate East. I mean, that was the closest, and everybody that was cool went, back then. You had to wear your polo shirts and where you had your collars. You had to wear the double shirts. Remember that? Oh my gosh, the things we did. What is that place other than Cowtown? I mean, there really wasn't much to do in Wichita. Maybe that's why we were wild. Yeah, there was a lot of really, really wealthy people because of Eastboro and Vicksburg. Botanical gardens, yeah, but there was something else too. And my dad used to take us to the Wichita Children's Theater. Yeah, they really do. If I had it to do over again, I mean, I really checked into it on homeschooling. My kids would have probably done better in homeschool. What is that place? It was where it had the dome on it, and they did the stars. You went to field trips there. The art museum. Those are the big things to do. Cowtown. Joyland. Oh, Julie, were you from Wichita too? Yeah. Yeah, we've driven through. We had to go there, Tom and I did, to pick up some stuff for the geothermal greenhouse. I loved Joyland. There is a group on Facebook. Remember when? Oh, yeah, it is gone. It's all broken into pieces. But remember that clown that played the piano and the pig that took your trash? Those things are missing. You remember that? You'd hold your trash up to it and it would suck the trash. I was like, that thing's crazy. And the roller coaster with that sign. The pig, I know. And that stupid creepy clown that played the piano. And the Wacky Shack. That was the best. Oh my gosh, Julie, were you from Wichita too? That is so crazy. I heard Joyland closed down in 1985, and if I'd have known that, or not 85, but 95, I believe, or 2005, sorry. So Julie, did you grow up in Wichita, or did you live there for a while? This is becoming a really, really small world. Like it's, wow, this is so cool. So do tell us about it, because Tamara and I are figuring out, we grew up there, and we went to a lot of the same places. that Kansas Coliseum. I don't even know, is it still there? Oh, I did think it was bankrupt. I think I remember there is a there is a Facebook group about Wichita, and I can't remember the name of it because I don't know. There's some really sick people on Facebook. Oh my gosh, you're on the way to Wichita now, girl. My husband and I sometimes go up that way. We'll go up by Tonkawa, Ponca City, Bremen, all that. And then if we go, we used to go up to South Dakota to see family up there, and we would go through all that. I know there's some YouTubers up in Kansas. Yeah, right up 35. So, Julie, I'm in Guthrie, which is up, well, it's south 35 from you, but we're not too far off 35, actually. I think the closest YouTuber I live close to is Tony. KFDI. Oh my gosh, I remember KFDI. And we would get to go to somebody in my family knew somebody that I think it was yeah, Julie, I'm not too far from you. You might have to come up here and visit, or if I go that way, we might have to visit. Um, so they had a celebrity golf tournament, and it was back in 1985 or something. So I met people from the Love Boat, and some of the stars from the 80s. It was cool back then because I was just what, 16. But I don't care about stars now. I care about real people. So I've met up with two old people on a couch, Deb and Mark, for lunch. We met up there by the Northwest Expressway, and they actually took me to lunch. I do too, Tamara. I like music a lot, and my mom got me one of those Amazon Echoes, and I will turn it on, and then my husband got one of those Monster speakers from his work as a safety award. I crank that up and I'll clean house and it'll roll through playlists. Like if you pick out a bunch of music, it'll create a playlist. Hey, Glenda, we were talking about you just a little bit ago. Yes, we were. That's right. The real people, the stars of YouTube. That's who I value. Real people. Yes, we were. We were talking about you, how awesome you are, and how much of a good friend you are, and you're just amazing. I really admire you for many reasons. And I sure enjoyed talking to you and Scott that day. That was so fun. Because I had some questions I wanted to ask you before all this cold weather hit, and I was trying to find it on YouTube and still didn't. So I asked Tony at our cabin in the woods about how cold can it be for chickens, because we were dropping below zero. And I know I didn't put them outside, but I wanted to make sure that their coop was warm enough. Cosmosphere, that's right. That's what it was, yes. I loved going there. I liked the field trips because it was out of the classrooms. Oh, and we would go bowling at Southeast. I don't remember what class it was, but we went bowling. I used to love to bowl. That was one of the indoor things, in the skating, but everything else was outdoors. cruising Douglas. God, that was some of the best times. Yeah, my mom went to high school at East High. I had aunts and uncles that went to high school at South. One of them went to high school with Don Johnson. They said he was always an arrogant guy. Oh, I missed that. As it goes away. Yeah, I don't have a draft. Oh, a dry draft free coop. Yes. Okay. Don't go away. No. I was trying to read that. Okay, so it's one of those Oklahoma structures and we insulated it really good. I put a heat lamp in there, but they knocked it. So I took it out and I put a radiator heater in there. Yeah, I can't bring them in the house. My husband would draw the line there. I brought a sick one into the garage. You know, the one I told you about, they were beating up on her. Well, I did because I didn't know how cold they could handle. Oh, Oh, it's in Hutchinson. What's the one in Wichita that I used to go to? Okay, well, I didn't know, Glenda. I was worried because I also have my pet rabbits in there too. And I know they can't handle too terribly cold. But I saw other people saying they were putting heat lamps, and I was like, oh no. And so, oh, I remember Schofield. Yes. Hey, Joy, how are you? Welcome in. So share links and everything. We have such a big genre here. I love these friendships. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I was worried about, I know, due to fires. And you know what? I was uncomfortable. I guess it was God warning me. And I went to check on that heat lamp and they had knocked it loose and the cord was on the hot part. So I got there just in time. I was like, nope, it's out of here. Hey, Brenda. I have actually met Brenda in person, and her and I are about the same height. We're both short girls. Oh, welcome in. It's good to see you. Right. Okay, so I do have a summer coop for them that stays cool, but I think I'm going to leave them where they're at. It definitely was a God thing because I told Tom I didn't want to go out there. But I said, I just don't feel comfortable. I'm going to go check on them, and I was so glad I did. And then I come back into the house. I'm like, Tom. And he's like, what? And I'm like, help. And he's like, oh my gosh, you and these chickens. And then I said, never mind. I went out there, and then I found the radiator heater, and I was like going to hook it up, and I didn't have the right cord, so he went and got the right cord, and yeah. So we put it on, he put it on real high, and I said, no, they can't handle too much heat. And this is insulated. And then it tripped the breaker, and then we didn't have water that morning. So he fixed it. Everything was good. Our water didn't freeze or anything, thank God. But, and I checked the temp in there. It was like, in their coop was like 45. Oh no, that's cool. I've never been in an IMAX theater. I heard they're neat. Well, I know Julie was saying the Cosmosphere's in Hutchinson, but wasn't there somewhere in Wichita that we would go on field trips? I'm trying to remember. Right? There's a lot of things I don't remember. But if you remember the 70s, if you were in Wichita in the 70s and you went to Town East, do you remember Farrell's? where they had the live band in that store. Oh, you're great, Tony. No problem. Oh, cool. Oh, make it. Ah. Yeah, there was something in Wichita. Um, then my parents were friends with Bruce and his wife Van Lanninghams, and they had the Frame Guild downtown, and Kirstie Alley worked for them. And then she came in and quit and headed to Hollywood, and she was in that Star Trek movie. I remember that because they had a picture of her there, and I remembered them. They were really nice people, very talented. Planetarium. Isn't that cool? It's a small world because, like, Bruce Willis grew up in Wichita, Kirstie Alley, Don Johnson. There were some other people. Yeah, no problem, Tony. Yeah, Tony lives not too far from me. We are like 45 miles away, which really isn't that far. It seems like that sounds far, but we're really not. It's just how you go down the roads to get there. If you could just drive in a straight line, it would probably be 15 minutes. Yeah, we are really close, and I'm not too far from Mark and Deb, the two old people on the couch. Oh yes, Joe Walsh is from Wichita. Yes, he is. There's some other people too. Some movie stars, and then some musicians too. Lots of country people. I think Martina McBride's from Kansas, but I don't know about Wichita. Um, who else? There was somebody else. A lot of. Oh, that's so wild! Isn't this crazy? And if you've been in Townie Small back in the 70s and 80s, do you remember Dunderbox? So this is so my parents knew the people that owned it. It was a really neat store. Really neat. Yeah, he's from there too. That's right. See, I'm remembering because I forgot. There's a bunch. Um, so Dunderbox, do you guys remember Dunderbox? It was a Bavaria or whatever. It was on the top floor, and it smelled amazing. Yeah, I used to eat like the bratwurst, and that was the sauerkraut and all that. It was so good. Um, my parents knew the owners, and so when they'd have somebody go on vacation, they'd have me waitress. And back then, you didn't have to be 21; you had to be 18. But if you worked somewhere, you could actually serve beer. Farrell's, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. That Farrell's was so cool, where they had the live band and everything, and all the candy in Town East. Yeah, really. Oh, cool. Me. That is neat. um, and then we used to go to the Howard Johnsons for ice cream because they had the best chocolate ice cream. Right? I mean, you could do that kind of stuff back then. So yeah, I would, and then all the military guys from McConnell would come in. And I know I worked on my birthday one time, and I didn't tell anybody it was my birthday. And one of the guys that was in the Air Force brought me a rose because he said, I heard it was your birthday. And I was like, how did he know? I still don't know to this day how he knew it was my birthday because I didn't tell anybody. But the owners are really neat. I remember that. Yeah, the menagerie. Now there's this one Parrot Alley. Do you remember that place? That had the giant parrot in there, and it was a clothing store for women. I believe it was on Oliver or something. I still remember that as a kid because I started putting my hand in there. Oh, we did too. We lived in Derby, so we had them coming right over the house. So whenever they would do the air show, we could just sit in our backyard and watch it. I remember in 1986, Parrot Alley. Yes, Parrot Alley. Now, I worked at Cricket Alley in Oklahoma back in 1985 when we actually moved here in North Park Mall because it was just, it was so cool. Um, I worked for my uncle back in 1985. Is that right? 80. No, 86 because I moved back to Wichita in 1986. That's when I was homeless for a little bit. Yes. So that's where I'm getting to. Glenda, is in 1986 when my oldest daughter was born. Her dad was in the Air Force, and they had the B-1 bombers, and they were new to McConnell, and they would take off. They shattered all these windows. Oh, wow. This is just amazing that we could have passed each other. We could have been at the concert and hung out and not even know, because I've always been super friendly and I talk to everybody. That's just me. And they did those B-1 bombers, so I think they still have those there. That's where my son was stationed. But yeah, we could have, because I would walk up and talk to everybody. I was not scared, not shy at all. And the cruise in Douglas, that was like the highlight. I mean, everybody would be in their rods with the tops down, sitting on the, back then there wasn't the seatbelt laws and all that garbage. We could just live free. We made it. Oh, you're fine. I always have to take a phone call. I just set, if I have a phone call, then I just leave the live stream running and I come back when I can. If not, I come back and it's over, but it's still running. But so tell me, what was your favorite thing to do in Wichita? Because there really wasn't much to do other than skip school and have fun. Oh my gosh, Tamara, there was this house in Wichita in one of these neighborhoods, right? I miss those days. Okay, Tamara, take care. But there was this house, and it had a giant, like a Liberty Bell in their yard. And a bunch of us said we were going to um, skip school or spend the night with each other. Oh, yes. Yeah, Tamara, we got to talk. Definitely holler at me after a while. I'll give you my cell phone number. I don't remember the castle, but I'm going to look it up. So a bunch of us would say we were spending the night at so-and-so's house, and we'd all end up just staying out all night. Yes, connect with me in a little bit. And so a bunch of us girls drove, and I drove, and I'm like, let's pull that back. Well, I got out to do it myself, and it was too heavy. I couldn't pull it back. It took 5 of us girls. We pulled that all the way back that we could and let go of it, and it went boom, real loud. All these lights went on. We ran to my car and sped out of there. We went like around to the next street, and you could hear it. Oh my gosh. We sat there and laughed for probably a good hour, and somebody had to go out and stop it because everybody's lights were on. Everybody was pissed. I'm like, well, why do you have that in your yard? Come on, that's just to be expected. And then we would truth and dare each other. Like, you had to go up to somebody's door and knock on it and ask for something, or you had to take something off their porch and then return it a week later. Oh my gosh, the things we did, or ring their doorbell and run, or toilet paper somebody's house, or put pickles on their windshield wipers. Oh my gosh, I am telling on myself. But a little bit of it I got from my mom, because my mom was a little ornery too. She liked to drive fast. So did I. I must have got it from her, even though I was adopted. And then she got me up one night to go TP the neighbor's house. Yeah, that was fun. So a couple times when I did it in high school, my stepdad was like, "You're grounded." And my mom goes, "Well, I think that's a little extreme." Because I was like, "Well, Mom and I used to do it." And she'd go, "Shh." Like, just don't go there. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. This is like some good memories. Yeah, Julie, we used to hit the country roads, and this weather's got my allergies bothering me. So sorry. I'm still drinking out of a Christmas cup because I didn't get to do Christmas for 14 years. So, um, we would drive like all over the back route. Like, you would go past like Augusta out in the country, and we would just drive, and then down by Mulvane. So kind of close to you through Arc City down up the road. So we would go through Derby, go down to the river, or Mulvane, and go down there. I'm sorry, my voice. When I do a lot of talking, that's what happens. Sorry. But, and then somewhere up, I want to say it was around Hutchinson. There was a lake there, and we went around the lake. I can't even remember what we were doing. I think we were mudding at that time because it was summer, and we ended up getting stuck. I had to call somebody's dad to get us out. I missed those days. We were so. Ooh, you're gonna try and get out? My husband actually left to go to work. The main roads are good. It's just the side roads are not good. Like, it's still pretty icy out there. I'm not gonna go anywhere. I was in a really bad car accident on that icy stuff. I can drive on it because I grew up in Kansas, but I was starting to go off the highway, and I'd already been hit. And I was going to physical therapy for that accident. And I got clipped going as I'm exiting off the highway on I-240. And I was in a 35 car multi-pilot and drug a quarter mile. Oh, Julie. Yeah, our driveway's like 10 acres long. And it's probably solid ice. He could get the tractor out and clear it, but the road, we've got some hills up and down our road. The other road coming out this way, I would not even go. Because it stays shaded and it doesn't get the sun to melt. But there's enough traffic on the main road, county road, to get out probably. And then the main highways are clear. They did a really good job clearing them. I know Kansas got a lot of snow, but really, we're used to that. You know, I grew up in Kansas and there are snowstorms and stuff all the time. I can remember as a little kid where you didn't have to go to school, which is really rare because there was all the time. I would go out to play in the snow with our friends on Lauber Lane in Derby, and it would come up to almost here on me. Oh gosh, Ginger, I'm telling you. Yeah, no thank you. I gotta go out and feed the chickens later, and I'm like dreading it. So, what's the weather doing in your area, Glenda? And keep Scott in your prayers. He's got pneumonia. You're walking back, Custon swear. Oh my goodness, that's funny. So, have you been to that winery there, Julie? It's off of 35 right there at Mulvane, or Park City is, I guess, what they call it. They have the elderberries. They have the elderberries, Wildwood Cellars. That's what it's called. And they have elderberries. They have a really good wine there. It's called elderberry mead, and it's, oh my gosh, that's so good. Their wines are delicious, and they do have elderberries there that are just amazing. My husband and I like to go in there. We haven't been in a while. I got a bunch of my elderberry plants there. I gotta replant. I'm losing the whole sections of elderberries due to my ecosystem. I don't know. I keep losing fruit trees, so we started a whole new orchard, but I don't want to lose my fruit trees because I worked really hard on them all these years. And I don't want to wait 4 and 5 years for fruit. So I think they got that blight, and some of the apples got the cedar apple rust. And I heard, and I don't use chemicals, but I heard the copper fungicide's the only thing that'll clear that up. Like if I don't do it, I'm going to keep losing trees. And I've spent a fortune on these fruit trees. And to replace them is 3 times the amount of money. I don't want to do it. I can't see who's all in here because the chat keeps disappearing. Yeah, I miss the good old days. We were in a car accident when I was a little girl, and that was when there was no seat belts, and I went into the windshield. I went flying from the back seat into the windshield. I had like cuts all over my face. But my uncle actually saved me from going clear through it because he grabbed my legs and pulled me back, but I actually hit it. I had a friend that went through the windshield. Yeah, she was hurt really bad. So tell me what everybody's going to do. Is everybody snowed in, or is anybody going to try and get out? I don't want to. It's like, I don't even know what the temp is here right now because my phone. Oh, here's my phone. Let me check. I'm sitting in bed. I did not want to get up. Oh, that's funny. I got notification on my phone that I'm live. Oh, I got a bunch of texts. Oh, yay. We are warm, y'all. We are 14 degrees now. Thank you, Jesus. We are supposed to get up to the high of 23. That's late this afternoon at 4 o'clock. I'll take it. And then we're supposed to drop down to, oh, only 8. 7. 7's the lowest temp in the morning. I'll take it. Because we dropped down to 1, and then this morning, I think, when I got up, it was 4. But I didn't get up till, like, since he didn't have to get up early, we didn't get up super early. Normally get up at 5:30. Today we got up at 7:30. because I did not want to get up. It was nice and warm. You know what's crazy about this house is it's actually kind of cold in the winter. And we did the 2x6 walls and we completely filled them with spray foam. I don't know if it's because we did the epoxy concrete floors or what. I don't know, but it's pretty cold. And we had a fire going the whole time, except for right now we don't. I don't know that I'll put a fire in today. I don't know. I don't want to go out and get firewood. Only thing I'll do is I'm going to wait till later because I filled all these buckets and then the swimming pool full of feed for them. And then when I went yesterday, I gave them a whole bunch of extra feed and stuff and lentils and split peas and bananas and all that. So they should be okay till I get out there this afternoon. I know routine's good, but not in this weather. And I should take y'all into the laundry room. I got seedlings, peppers coming up. That's all the room I had in there. Peppers and echinacea. Now I've got to go up to Oklahoma City and buy a big 75 cubic yard tote of barge soil so I can start the rest of my seedlings. I might start a bunch next week. I don't know. I'll look at the forecast, but we can get freezes clear into April. I know that's happened before, and the way the weather is now, there's no telling. Okay, who wants to visit with me? I can talk all day long. I don't know if my chat's froze or nobody's chit-chatting. I see 7 people are still here, but nobody's saying anything. I know. I'm upset about the trees. I don't know what to do because I've lost my Rainiers. My husband got me 8 trees for Valentine's Day probably 11 years ago, and I've lost almost all of them. Yeah, you're about the same growing zone we are, Ginger, and you get the same weather, but every now and then oh, there's my bestie, Paul. How are you doing? Hey, my bestie. Are you going to be at 10 Killer again this year? If you're not, what are you doing? Oh, that's funny. Oh my goodness. He was so funny. I just walked right up to him, started talking like I knew him forever. And he's looking at me like, who is this girl? And I'm like, I'm your new best friend. That's how it got started. And I think I was trying to cut in front of him on that cornhole. Donnie was trying to get me to calm down. Oh my gosh, good. I'm really going to try. I really, 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 really am going to try to go to 10 Killer at least Saturday. I can't stay all 3 days. There's no way. I know, right? Oh, well, Ginger, that beats the very first meetup I went to. Did y'all know I about went to jail? This is a true story. I actually did a video on it. This will crack you up. So I'm lost in Pryor, Oklahoma, and the GPS kept sending me to the town up the highway. I know, right? I know. This is so funny. I just about went to jail. And I was like driving around trying to find it. The very first meetup. Oh, that was your first meetup. Oh, well, you got a best friend out of the deal. At least you didn't almost go to jail. So I couldn't find it. And evidently this church was like brand new and not on the interwebs or whatever. And so I could not find it. And I saw some cops pulling into this thing, and I thought, so I turned in there really fast at spur of the moment. And I had my bag with all my equipment in there next to me. Well, it slipped and fell on the accelerator. So I started to speed up and I hit my brake and it went, and the cops are like waving at me, you can't come in here, you can't come in here. And I finally got the car stopped, and they all these cops circled my vehicle, and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm lost, I need directions, I saw you, that's why I pulled in here real quick. I said my bag slipped down onto the accelerator. I said it was just an accident, and I picked it up, set it down. The cop called for backup. Can you believe this? He called for backup. So all these cop cars are coming. I'm like, oh no, I knew what was going to go down. I knew that's it. I'm going to jail. I'm going to have to call Tom, and he's going to have to come bail me out because I needed directions and my bag hit the accelerator and they think I'm on something. And I don't even take prescription meds. So they call for the backup, and a lady cop comes up and she goes, hi, how are you? And I go, I'm fine. I need some help. And she goes, I would say so. And I went, okay, let me explain what happened. They think I'm drunk. Really? I haven't even seen that movie, Ginger. I'm going to have to watch it now. And so they think I'm intoxicated or on something. And she goes, I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the car. And I'm like, but this was an accident. Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. So I'm like, are you kidding me? I just explained to you what happened. So I get on the phone and I'm calling Anna at Mimsy's Garden because I said there's a YouTube meetup, and they go, there's no such thing. And I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. So I'm calling Anna and I said, I need some help. I need to know exactly where this YouTube meetup is because I'm being detained. They patted me down, had me out of the car. She was ready to cuff me. And she said, well, I don't smell any alcohol. I said, search my car. I don't have anything on me. I don't even do prescription drugs. I was getting kind of mad at that point. And I said, here's the address. I am lost. I just needed directions. I turned the corner fast. My bag fell on the accelerator. It's a fluke deal. I just want to get to the meetup. This is my first YouTube meetup. I missed the last one that Roots and Refuge had, and I didn't get to go to that one. It was in Arkansas. And so I was determined I was going to go to this one. And she pats me down, searches me, and I'm like, then my friend's like, okay, I had her on speaker, and she's telling me where the address is. She said that Patty and Mac were at the Brahms. And I said, can you at least get me to the Brahms? And the lady cop's like, I need your driver's license. I just got to check you out. And I'm like, fine, here. And I'm mad at this point. She says, come sit in my car. I said, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not intoxicated. She goes, I know. Just let me. So I'm on the phone with Anna, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm saying, of all the things to happen, I'm talking to Anna, and Anna's like, just get to the Brahms. Patty and Mac are waiting on you if they don't haul you off. And she goes, no, we're not going to haul her off. And I said, you've searched my car. You've patted me down. There's nothing wrong. It was an accident. And I was getting mad. Well, then she says, well, I'm going to let you go. I believe you. And you're talking to your friend. And she said, but I'm going to warn you, going to that church, it's new. That's why you couldn't pull it up on the GPS. She said, drive under the speed limit. She says, they are pullover happy and they will haul you off. If they give you a ticket, it's not good. Be careful. So I'm heading back to my car to get in, and all these guy cops are like freaking out, like, you're letting her go? And they're like, wait a minute, where are you going? And I said, I gave you the address. She told me where it is. here's I gave my business cards out. I said, watch my YouTube channel. And that's when I actually got the watch hours. I almost went to the 4,000. I was like 25 shy of getting it. And I ended up getting to go to the meetup, and I was talking to is his name Josh or Jacob? Jacob at Sawyer Ridge Farms, and he's like, you are so lucky that they didn't just haul you to jail, because that's just protocol. And I went, but I didn't do anything. He goes, it don't matter. It's a small town. You know how that goes. And I went, oh my God. I could just see it now. So I did the video on the way home. You wouldn't believe the comments people would give. Like, you're driving down the highway at 75 miles an hour and you're on your phone. I said, no, it's a GoPro and it's on the dash. It's hooked to the dash. Good grief. But anyway, yeah, I almost went to jail on my very first YouTube meetup. So this is funny. The next time they had a meetup in Pryor again, I went again, and everybody was calling me. We're going to meet you before you get to Pryor, and you're going to follow us in because we don't want you to get in trouble. And I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, they made fun of me for a long time. So yeah, I don't trust the GPS. But yeah, I almost went to jail. So my video, that was a crazy experience. Yeah, I got made fun of for probably a year after that. And then the next year that they had the meetup, everybody was calling me to make sure that I was going to get there. Right? Well, you know, I had to just try, you know, Paul. All I wanted was directions. I told the guy, I said, you know what? I'm never going to stop and ask a cop for directions again. I should have known better. He just gave me a dirty look. He didn't even comment. And the other lady, I told her the same thing. She said, well, that's not necessarily true. And I went, well, look what happened. She said, well, considering the circumstances, I mean, they have to check you out. And I said, I get it, but once I was coherent and talking to them and explained what happened, they should have, and saw me pick the bag up, because they were right there. And the car only skidded maybe 25 feet. It's like, seriously. After they checked me out, right? Well, I got their attention all right. I'm just glad I didn't go to jail. So, yeah, I got made fun of. But I made the best friends there at that meetup. That was amazing. That's why I like going to the meetups. I've missed several of them. I just can't go to all of them. And my car is acting up, y'all. I don't know if I can take my car to the meetup this time. I'm going to have to figure something else out. I don't know. I don't want a new car. And I don't know if we're in the market to buy another used car right now because of the house and the restoring of the farm. So I may have to hitchhike. I know I could ride with some of my friends, but they'll probably stay the whole 3 days, and there's no way with everything out here I could do that. I agree with you, Julie. I don't. I'll be honest, I don't. I don't trust. I really hope I get to come too. I mean, even just for Saturday, just to come, and hopefully they'll do cornhole again so Johnny can, you know, police me. He was like, calm down there, girl. You gotta wait your turn. I was ready to play all day. I'm super competitive, if y'all didn't know that. And that was fun. I mean, I had fun. But then I got lost on the way home and about died in tornadoes. That would be so cool, Joy. Hey, Joy, that was that meetup. The very first meetup I went to is where I met Shannon. journey along with Shannon. She's the sweetest. And I met you there too. Weren't you at that first meetup, Joy? Or were you and Gail at the second one? I could have swore you were at the first one as well. The second meetup was huge. The first meetup was kind of, there was a bunch of people there, but not as many as were at the second one. Yeah, that was terrifying for me. I was crying. I was crying and praying, so I called it cry praying because I was like, I'm terrified of tornadoes. And I sat there thinking I was going to stay home and y'all talked me into coming, and now I'm going to get sucked up by a tornado. And I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go out in a tornado, Lord. I have things to do. And yeah, you should have heard me. And then Jan was like, everybody's calling me, and I was like, Jan. Oh, cool. That's a restaurant on deck. So I remembered the Scotch and Sirloin. Our neighbors own that. And I was friends with Lori, their daughter. Yeah, I'm praying for better weather this year. Because if it's tornado weather, I guarantee you I am not going. But Johnny said no tornadoes this year, so I'm holding to it if I can just get a vehicle and go. But, oh, wait, Joy, did you answer me? Okay, you were at the second meetup. Okay. So you missed the excitement at the first one. Everybody's calling me Jailbird. I said, well, I'm a Jayhawker from Kansas, but not a jailbird. So get it right. Oh, yeah. No. No, that May 3rd, and that scared the hell out of me. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I was the liaison for Bridge Creek in Newcastle, and I saw things in the recovery effort that pretty traumatic, just like the Murrah. Those are things you don't forget, and you cannot unsee them, and it really bothered me for a long time. And I don't like them. And then we lived in Moore, and I outran several of them. I had to drive off the highway to outrun one. No, thank you. Too scary. Let's just get rid of tornadoes. I'm all for getting rid of tornadoes. I mean, gosh, think about it. In the last 20 years, we've seen more tornadoes than ever. There's something wrong. I don't like tornadoes. I don't remember that many as a kid. I mean, you would have them once in a blue moon, but not like you do today. Seems like the weather today is real volatile. But so that second YouTube meetup, gosh, I met Joy, I met Gail. I think Gail was at the first one too, but I don't remember. I'll go back and look at my pictures. Ridge Life, Sawyer Ridge Farm, the Crockers, all the Crockers. Oh, thank you, Paul, my bestie. Hopefully I'll get to see you, unless there's tornadoes, and I definitely won't come, even if I have a vehicle. Stay warm now and stay safe. There were people, oh, and I got to meet Kathleen, if she's still in here. She was at that second meetup, and she has different channels. She has two that I know of, but I think she has a third one. So Literature and More with Kathleen, and then My Alabama Farm Life. Go check her out. She's a mod for me. Sweetheart. there was even people from Georgia. Yeah, Ginger. There was other people from Georgia that went to that YouTube meetup in Pryor, Oklahoma. And then I come home to that freaking ice storm. Oh, I got to meet so many neat people. But Shannon, her and I just hit it off. We just become really good friends. And I need to call her today. She is so, so stinking sweet. Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, he's a. I was trying to think of that. I can picture him. I may have to text that to you, Ginger, because he's a pretty good sized channel. And I think him and his son came. And I got to meet Jason at, well, a couple Jasons, 3 Jasons. Ernie and Ed Hatmaker. Ed's Attention to Detail and Ernie Hatmaker. And then, it's not Bar Run Forge, is it? I'm trying to think. I may have him mixed up. I'll let you know for sure, Ginger, because I'll go back and look at my pictures. Jason with Green Country Agroforestry. Yeah, Kathy was definitely at that meetup. I missed that one, Ginger. I don't think so. I don't think he had I think he did forging or something. He made stuff. Really neat. And then, Jason, oh my gosh, Il Canarum. I actually got to talk to him for quite some time because I had to go out to my car, and he gave me a sticker for my coffee cup, and we were talking about my geothermal greenhouse because he wants to build one, but he wants to build it the way he wants to. And I told him that if I had it to do over again, I'd have built it the way I wanted to as well, because there's a few hiccups that they don't tell you about. And then, like the dehumidifier and the airflow. They didn't really go into the details about how much air you need to flow through there. After losing stuff, you learn the hard way that way. And I got to meet, Gail at Gail's Southern Living, which she's got several channels. Also got to meet Bobblehead Homestead. Got to sit and eat lunch next to him. And then, oh my gosh, that was a huge meetup. There was just so, yeah, I'm still drinking coffee too. Well, my voice is kind of a little bit hoarse. I'm chilling today. I'm going to just sit and visit. And then I'm definitely going to call you or you call me in a little bit, Tamara, because this is just so wild. Because there's a big group of us that were talking about the good old days in Wichita and Derby. I mean, all the stuff we used to do where we used to go as kids. I do need to get some lemon water in me. I have just a smidgen of a headache today, and I think it's because of this weather. It's changing. We have not got our sauna installed. So we are doing a 2-person sauna. We had in our bathroom, we had a little room built because of my, I got ordered for sauna therapy for this tick disease, and I can't go to the city to a sauna all the time. Oh my gosh, yes, I actually do. And sub and stuffs. Do you remember the sub and stuffs? Those were fun. We would sit, some friends of mine that I went to high school with at Southeast, we would sit and play Galaga. They had the sit-down games where you'd be on each end, and they had the Pac-Man. Oh my gosh. So there was a big group of us that chatted, and we ended up exchanging phone numbers and talking about the good old days. And I know family, and not family reunions, but school reunions are coming up. But since I didn't graduate from there, I didn't get on the list. And anyway, they said they would notify me since I went to school there up until 11th, the beginning of 11th grade. And then we moved to Oklahoma. My mouth is so dry. And all this dry heat dries you out too. But oh my gosh, we would sit and visit about Joyland, all the places everywhere. I mean, we would just chit chat. Look at my kitty cat. She's all nice and cozy. She's either on the electric blanket or by the fireplace. She always picks somewhere warm. She's pretty rotten. I hope that warms up enough to melt all that junk and it just goes away. We need the moisture, but we're still pretty dry here in Oklahoma. We're still in the drought. What was that other? I'm trying to think. There was Farrell's. There was movie theaters. There's bowling alleys because that was the thing to do. Bowling. There was one ice skating rink, and every time we go, it was closed. It seemed like everybody went to Wichita State. Or, you know, part of the people I went to high school with went to KU. Some went to K-State. Some went to Oklahoma. There were some other places, like Pizza Inn. What was your favorite place to eat at when you were growing up? Because we didn't eat out. We went to Pizza Inn one time with my grandmother because we never did eat out. So when I become an adult and I could drive fast food, I was like amazed with it. Taco Tico. I would go get a Sancho. Do you remember those? There was one in Derby and I drive through the drive-thru and get a Sancho. You don't hardly hear of a Sancho anymore. And they still have that Taco Tico in Derby still, but most of the Taco Ticos have closed. And I loved Taco Tico. Yeah. And we had, back in the 70s, yeah, the 70s, we had the coolest babysitter ever. Because my mom would have to go out of town to the headquarters of Claire's Boutique. Because she managed the store. And so we had babysitters. We had one, and I connected with her. She's in California now, but she was the best babysitter we ever had because most of the babysitters we had either stole from my parents or they were stoned or drunk or on LSD or something. And that's when I ran amok. I was like, oh, they're out of it. Let's go. So I would get in trouble for that because I would take off with my little brother and sister, get them into trouble too. But I think Farrell's, we would go in there to get candy. And then, of course, I got to eat at Dunderbox because I was old enough. You like a cherry soda? We used to like those Shastas. The black cherry was the best. And then my brother, I wanted the black cherry. My brother wanted a cream soda. Just good times. And there was a place that had the different soda fountains that you could go to in Wichita. Maybe it was Farrell's. I don't remember. I wish there was Joyland. I'd give anything to go back there. I mean, that would just be childhood memories. But do you see those videos on YouTube of people breaking in and doing the tour, or they'll fly a drone through there. But some of them walk all through there and show what it looks like now. It's sad. I actually sat there and wanted to cry when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's my childhood. Oh, do you remember Romper Room in on KAKE, Santa and Toy Boy? I remember that. They were actually on when my daughter was a newborn, because she was born in Wichita at St. Joseph's. Yes, Woolworths. Oh my gosh. We would shop there. That was a cool place. In the TGMYs. Otasco. There was no such thing as a Walmart. Yeah, my neighbor was on Romper Room, so she wanted me to watch it. Isn't that cool? This is just nostalgia. I mean, all the things we remember when we were little. It's just some of the stuff I remember was so weird. Now I forgot about the Delaney district. Where's that at? I remember we lived close to Town East when we moved to Wichita. Well, first we moved to the south side, and I can remember starting 5th grade in a school that was circle. It was like a hexagon, and it was all just 5th grade. And then I went to Charles Curtis Junior High, and then the Southeast. Okay, on Douglas. There's a lot of stuff I forgot. Well, do you know if the Kansas Coliseum is still open? Because I had to go to, excuse me, I went to Salina one time and I passed it on the highway. And the second time we went that way, I never did see it. So do you know if it's still open or it changed names? You know how those big places change names? That was like the place to go for concerts and stuff. I don't think there was anything else. Trying to hold my phone here, or the iPad. I wonder what it's called, because I was trying to find out. I was trying to tell my husband about it, because, hang on, let me get out from under these covers, because the cat moved. It was the place to be. I can remember, oh my gosh. I know I went to some other concerts, but I was trying to think of who I went to go see, because I'd have to tell my parents I was or my mom and stepdad, I had to tell them I was spend the night with somebody and then get to go. And I had to like save my lunch money to pay for it. And then when I got caught doing that, I got in trouble. There was another really cool place to go. I'm trying to think of it. And then was it Town West? There was Town East and Town West, right? Oh, okay. You could just drive by on the highway and see it. Just look to the right of you or whatever if you're heading if you're heading south or north, sorry, I'm turned around. What? Wow. This will blow you away. The architect that designed Town East and Town West, pretty wealthy. his wife got caught shoplifting. Isn't that crazy? Whoa. Dang. A lot of the malls are shutting down, but Town East, okay, so Tom and I went to Kansas and we saw Town East and went through there because I was like, we gotta go. Remember Henry's where it had the clear elevator and you could go up? I know, because I practically lived in that mall because my mom and dad both worked there. Yeah, Henry's was in the center of that mall in that courtyard or whatever. And then you could ride that clear elevator. It was outside of the store and you could ride it to the top. And I used to get in that all the time. And like when my mom married my stepdad, we didn't have that much money, so I couldn't do the things that, like, I didn't, like when my parents split up, it seemed like we couldn't really live that lifestyle anymore, so we struggled financially. It was rough, especially being a teenager, because we had a really nice house in Derby and a swimming pool. Then I guess all the divorce and all that, they split the assets, and then I don't know what all happened, but mom married a guy that was a policeman. He was a royal jerk. Couldn't stand him. And we struggled. So couldn't do the things I was used to doing. That was kind of hard back then. But I just remember Wichita. That is so cool that you went there. Yeah, I love those places. Yeah, they do need to go away, Joy. They're so corrupt. Um, I'll tell you what was neat at Christmas. I don't know if you remember this, and I want to know what year it was. So my dad's brother had a flower shop in Wichita called the Romantic Rose. And we would go into Vicarage and Eastboro and decorate people's homes for Christmas. And then we would go back in after the holiday and clean everything up, take the decorations out. But there was one place that had these like cottages in their yard, and they were animated Christmas. So you could drive through and you could see these mechanical things in these little cottages in their yard. It was so freaking cool. Did you ever see that? I don't think they still do it. I need to ask my friend Dawn. Okay, that's right, the Hirschbergers, because I went to school with one of them. Very wealthy. Um, wow. That was, I really liked that. I really liked Christmas, and I loved going through looking at all the Christmas stuff, and the mechanical things were so freaking cool. Do you know if they still do it? I mean, I honestly would make a trip to go see that. Yes, they were. I'm so glad somebody else remembers them. Because I was trying to tell somebody, and they were like, I don't remember that. I would have known about that. No, that didn't happen. I'm like, seriously? It did. I'm glad you remember. Because they had that whole area decorated. It was amazing. Like, you had to drive real slow through there, and you almost wanted to stop and get out and walk around. It was so neat. I wonder if they still do it. Honestly, I would make a trip to Wichita to go see that again and take the video camera. Shoot, we could do a collaboration together, girl. Let's go. If they still do. They don't do it anymore? Oh. Figures. Everything good goes away. Oh, that's depressing. Like, I would give anything to go back, have a high school reunion, go back to Skate East for one night. I mean, seriously, one night. That would be so much fun. To Joyland for one whole day with everything the way it was. And then County East the way it was back in 1983, 84, 85, even earlier. Oh my gosh, would that not be fun? Let me move that. I would, and then that Christmas display. I forgot about the Hirschbergers. Because then when you come here, it's a different. Oh, that would be cool. Me too. I might be skating like a stick figure, but I'd get out there and do it. I love that. Oh my gosh. We should. Now, aren't you guys in Missouri? Are you in Missouri now? Because you have that, you've been taking care of that cat. I thought so. I thought so. Because you've been taking care of that cat. How's that cat doing? You know me, I'm a soft heart for cats. Well, animals, period. That is wild. What a small world. No. Oh no. Because you said if you guys move, you were going to take that cat with you. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened? Aww. That was a cool cat. The Hardnack mask. Oh. I'll have to go check him out. Or her. Max should be a guy, right? Yeah, I'm still like half asleep. I did not sleep last night. People suck. I don't understand that. Yeah, I had somebody tell me, I was talking about somebody's dog being super aggressive, and they said, well, poison it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I could never do something like that. Never. That's sick, in my opinion. There are people that don't like cats, and they're mean. That's why that cat that I rescued out of the engine, I told you about Steely. Yeah, I can't do something like that, period. I don't care. I got Steely out of a car engine. She was a tiny kitten, and I could hear her screaming. So I went into the business, and I told them, I said, get the owner out here. Get this hood opened up. There's a cat in that engine, and it's crying. Tiny, tiny little cute calico kitten. And the frickin', I'm not going to say it, the bee was driving around with this kitten in her engine, knowing that it was in the engine for 4 days, mind you. And her friend goes, we've been driving around with that kitten in there. And she goes, yeah. She goes, that bothers me. I said, well, that really bothers me too. And I grabbed the cat, and the kitten took a chunk out of my hand, but I took that cat home, and I thought, well, I'll contact my friends that do animal rescue and see if somebody can take her. No, everybody's full, and they said the city was euthanizing cats right and left because they don't like cats. And I went, okay, we now have a new cat. Oh, wow. Kitty was trying to stay warm. Well, it was storming, and the whole evening I took that kitten in my coat. My husband's like, "You're going to find a home for it." And I went, "Oh, really? Hmm. Well, I think it's this weather because it's like we will get up into the 70s and then drop down into like this cold, frigid Arctic crap. And then next week we're going back up again." That's so cool. But then you got these nasty people that run them over. One of these contractors came out here and she goes, "I flippin' hate cats." And she was like, "All cats need to die. Let me in there. I'll kill it for you." And I'm looking at her like, "You did not just say that." I kicked her off my property. I didn't want her back out here. I don't like people like that. Oh, that's pretty cool, Joy. Yeah. I don't know how people can do something. I can't fathom that. Kitty cats are amazing. You had it wet? Aww. Yeah, but cats are amazing. They keep the, well, I'm glad to hear that, Julie. I can't handle people being cruel to animals. Not for just no reason at all. Cats wipe out a lot of mice and they're loving. I mean, look at my Callie girl. Come here, Callie. She is so comforting. Come here. Yeah, I even got this kittens. I haven't opened it yet, but this kittens, right? Come here, Callie. Kittens calendar at Dollar Tree. I got it last year before 2020, right? I know. My youngest daughter got me loving cats because I'm actually allergic to them. But there was a stray that showed up and it was like part Siamese. It was beautiful. We kept it. Come here. She's grooming herself right now. Hey, come here. Callie, come here. She's not going to come now that I want her to. Any other time, she's all up in my face. Oh, I know. No, she ain't welcome back out here. I kicked her off my property. Mm-hmm. No, no, no. Because animals are sweet. And the cat that I have now, the tortoise shell, my son saw a little boy, he was throwing her up in the air. He would catch her like this and sling around. And I just I lost my composure. And I handed the kitten, she was a kitten, to my son. And my son goes, "Mom, drive. Don't kill him." And the kid took off running. And I thought, oh, I didn't know where he went. But he needed reported because that's how serial killers start out. Kelly! Let's see if we can get her on video here. Look at her. She's gonna, I don't know, can y'all see her? Say hi, Kelly. Say hi. You're on YouTube. Oh, she's mad. She was like, "No, thank you, Mom." She's so pretty, though. I know. She's like cleaning herself right now because she's just been lounging and sleeping and staying warm the last several days. We're supposed to warm up Saturday. Yeah, she's beautiful. I love her colors. I have a heart for tortoise shells now. She's so cute. And she's sweet. And I can call her and she will come to me normally. Not when I'm online, though. But I'll tell you something that's cute is when we moved in here, she found her little greenies. She picked the bag up and she had it in her mouth and she's walking down the hallway going, "Row, row, row, row," and she wanted a treat. I've never seen her do that. It was kind of funny. My son sure likes her, but she doesn't. She doesn't like anybody but me. She tolerates Tom, but she's my cat. But after her going through all that, it took her a couple years before she'd even warm up to me. I'm glad the sun's shining today too, but it's still cold. We're supposed to warm up Saturday. I think we're supposed to go above freezing Saturday, and then next week it's going to be in the 70s. Now, how crazy is that? That's when it hurts your body, when it goes to the all those temperature extremes. I know I get this, like, so my jaw is out of place on this side. So if it gets really cold, it kind of locks up and I have to sit, and it affects my speech and stuff too. But the cold just hurts. I am not a fan of the cold. Mm-mm. Yeah, she's still giving herself a bath, but she's so cute. But Tamara, if you will, please email me, because I checked my email a minute ago and I didn't get an email from you. I will give you my phone number and we can talk, because I would love to talk to you. That is just wild. When you put that, going to the concerts at the Kansas Coliseum, I went, oh, she grew up in Wichita. And then I was like, we need to talk. I miss those days. Anyway, I guess I will let everybody go. I need to go get some more coffee or get lemon water. Yeah, lemon water would probably be better. Probably need to eat something other than a banana. It's my channel name, and at yahoo.com. That's the best one. Until that gets so full, then I'll have to create a new one. The Gmail one, it gets way too many emails per day. I can't even open it now. But everybody stay warm and safe, and hopefully we will warm up real soon. Like real soon. And we can get out of the house. Because I don't like being cooped up. All right, y'all. I look forward to talking to you, Tamara, and everybody else. Take care. Stay safe, stay warm, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.